WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Ladies Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. Now that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? The nights we spent, what about the love we made so sweet? Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, baby. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't need to come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What kind of way is that to treat your man? You got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, babe. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my love, and you got me standing. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my. I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door. Before you leave out the door. Baby, won't you change your mind? Have mercy. Just wait and see, baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love,
You don't need.
come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on, shaking.
You don't even come.
You got me standing on shaky Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
WIIFTBPM.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal kid carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
It's fake. Y'all call. Right, like. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie Moore. Ruthie, you might have to carry me today.
Why?
You might have to put me on your back and kind of drag me across the line. I was up a little late last night.
It's Wednesday. You just got to get over the hump.
I got to get over the hump. Well, I'm going to get over the hump today because it is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That's my girl, Ruthie Moore. You like one of these millennials for real. My son be rocking hoodies in the summertime.
Be cold up in here.
It is not. Like,
you already know we go through this every season. We done been through all the seasons together.
And you know what? Your dress mode has not changed. Like, you dress the same for all seasons.
The temperature in here don't change. It's always cold.
73.
Man, that ain't right. People
right.
always say the thermostat
ain't right. It
might be 73 on that wall.
I bet
right here.
You know what?
65.
Cool 65, boy. You know what? A cool 60. If you ever had air, 65 was like the magic number in the Jackson house. Your heat couldn't go past 65. Like, I'd be like, wait, you mean, like, now my heat don't even start till like 74. I think if I was with my parents now, the way my heat and air be working, Carrie be trying to turn the air off. I'd be like, she'd be like, who turned the air to 72? I'd be like,
that's kind of cold.
72? 72 is cold?
And to me, internally, that's a little chilly.
Okay, but I'm saying in a hot summer day and you turn the air on 72, Carrie be coming down like, who? Me and Mason would be like, like, it'd be like, look, I would change the thermostat like it ain't nothing. Carrie be like, Carrie remind me of my parents somewhat. Because she be like you will come downstairs and I'll be asleep and I will wake up hot than a mug and I'll be like, who turned the air to 75?
She should put one of them little lock boxes on it.
Like the church.
Like the everywhere.
Man, I remember I used to never understood what that was till I was a little bit older. The church had I couldn't understand, why you gonna lock the thermostat up? You know? It's like, and I'm not one of the people, like, can I tell you what, if it's cold in the summertime, I will turn the heat on. I will. I certainly will. I don't have, if the thermostat, that's what the thermostat, y'all be acting like we gotta go out and put coal in this bad boy. Right? Like, people be like, I'm not turning my thermostat on until.
Yeah, you got a dead coal to pay for it. That's the same equivalency.
Oh, my goodness. Hi. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, it's me, Maze Jackson, my girl, Ruthie Moore. What's up to my man, DJ Riis, the ruler? Riis, what up, dog?
Ooh, I'm blessed by the best and got some real good rest yesterday. I slept like 13 hours. I'm rejuvenated.
You can sleep. I cannot sleep 13 hours. Like, the guy got to put me on my back for 13 hours. He got to be like,
sit down.
Sit down, dog.
It was one of them. It was like one of them.
That's because, let me tell you why.
Triple.
Cause Riis be like, is there a clock? I'm about to jump on that bad boy. Is that, like, I was like, I saw Riis. Look, check this out. I got here at 4 o'clock, right? I get here at 4:30. Riis get here at 5:57 and 30 seconds.
Don't do him.
He did, but he be. Let me tell you, and I feel like Riis be setting the joint up so that he could, like, even if I'm ready to be like, you late, he could just hit the button and he'd be like, bing, 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 and he got his little song ready, so it'd be like, duh, 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 duh. I'll be here, right? But Riis, so I saw Riis here I went to Big Swill's TP. Big Swill said, man, Riis just left here. Then, about 4 o'clock, Big Swill come back and say, I'm like, Big Swill, what you doing? He like, I'm waiting on Riis because he bringing the table to the such and such to the chair to go to the Parkway to be like the. I was like, hey, dog, how did you hit all 3 Jackson clocks in one day? You can't do it. Like, I was like, hold on. Me and Tennille gonna have to have a meeting about you. Oh. We gonna have to Riis. You trying to get it all. He trying to get it all.
Don't leave it on the table, Riis.
I ain't trying to leave none of it.
Don't leave it on the table.
But you know what? Can I tell you what? That is how Riis, even though he be trying to be the producer of the show, that's how you climb the ladder, right? That's how you get the stripes and you climb up, and then next thing you know, you be. You know what the funny part is though? Look at me, I'm instigate. The Riis Ron show. I be getting they like yin and yang, right? Cause they like, but I be getting the reports. I be like, who winning today?
You got the report from?
Tennille.
Oh, you get it from Tennille? I thought you got it from them.
Tennille call ball and strikes. She be like, balls and strikes. I be like, oh, who winning today? All right, y'all. It is so Riis. It's Wednesday though. What you got in store for us? I mean, I got the plastic in the hallway, so you can you can just slide the garbage bags over. Is this one of them industrial strength days where you got to put like the heavy duty bags over the seats? Because we got some spare chairs out there. You can use the old ones.
You know what? We gonna dig into a little bit of Trick Daddy going crazy.
Oh, see, I put y'all up on that. You trying to?
You know what's so crazy? You did tell me, but
see,
people.
But speaking of
tagging me, said this would be a good show to do it. So I was like, I appreciate that. It's good. At the fans out there looking for me too. And then supposedly, I don't know if it's true yet, but Toy was supposed to attempt the crate challenge. Okay.
Okay, Toy. No, I'm just. Toy, if you felt the joints, gotta laugh.
Happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know why people think
she not gonna do it.
So
don't do it, Toy. Toy, I'm just telling you. Can I tell you I've been tempted to do the crate challenge because just because
Wednesday and do it.
You doing it too?
No, I'm not.
Okay, exactly. I have seen. I think, man, people have busted their larynx falling. I done seen. It's like watching one of them skateboard videos. Right? When you watch them people fall. Now, when I saw a boy go up the bad boy with his B and come back down, and I saw a girl with the Toy, don't do it. I see you out there. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I know I be giving you the business about Frontier, but don't do it. We don't, because I'm going to feel obligated to laugh, and I don't want you to be hurt. But,
maybe she practicing.
I bet you can get over them. It's not the over, it's the down. It's like when you get up to the top and you be like, I got it. And I promise you, can I tell you, I have looked out there and I have seen the challenge and I have felt like I can do probably 3.
But it really depends on the kind of crates you got too, though.
They had a locking crates.
You want to try it too, Ruthie? Come on the show Wednesday. Anybody want to try? Come on the show Wednesday.
We want to see you do it, Riis. And your camera ain't on, so
never.
Your camera not on, so
you know what? I probably could, like my haircut. Since I think the patch in the back will give me a little balance.
Oh my God!
You're right.
Toy, wear a helmet, okay? And not a bicycle helmet. Wear like a football helmet, right? Because a football helmet with a throat guard. The rest you can survive, but that I saw somebody they fell on their throat, and I was like, that had to hurt. Yeah, that had to hurt. Okay, all right. Depends on your needs. Okay, all right. Please go live. Go live. As a matter of fact, if you do the crate challenge, we will do a Toy Norwood special on what's in it for the black people. We will bring out the camera live and we will do it with everybody watching. You doing it on concrete or you doing it on the grass? Because I feel like the grass is part of the problem, right? Because it's not stable. But no, I'm not doing no crate. Okay, but I'm telling you, we will have, if you do it, we will do look, you could do a promotional commercial. We will pump it up. We will do it all week and then on.
You're not doing a challenge.
Yes, She just said she could get over them crates.
Who got the crates?
Oh, I can get the
See,
crates.
she on that now, depending on your need. I see it.
I can go get the crates now.
See, I told
Now,
you.
if you gonna do it, I'm gonna get them. I'll get the crates. How many we need? Cause I'll be right outside of Wally's stove.
Look, she ready. She said yes, flat surface. She ready to go. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, I feel like if it wasn't on the grass, I feel like I could beat it too.
Well, let's get him out there.
Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not.
If y'all use Wally crates, y'all ain't gonna make it.
I'm going to Jewel then. I'm gonna go back
No,
behind Jewel.
you need them Oberweiss.
Them Oberweiss crates though, but that's what they used to build the wall.
And
really, man.
You know what I think is funny? If we actually did that, I think people would actually come out and
You
try
don't
to,
think they would?
I think they would.
I bet if we had Dr. Audrey would be on standby, right? Like we'll have a medical team. Like I bet if we did do the crate challenge day, but I just couldn't be responsible for all the black people that got hurt that day. But I will tell you, I bet you we'll go viral.
Yeah, you know, I think, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we should, like, do it and then probably get some pads on the side of it, you know? That way.
No, that ain't no fun. I would no. I want to see the blood.
You can't see nobody get hurt. You know,
What's
just get
hurt?
some pads on-
What's hurt?
Like something like spraying the broken or something.
That's
you know?
not hurt.
No.
Hurt is broke.
No,
Right.
hurt is seeing your image replayed on social media because you fell off.
And I'm gonna slow it down.
viral.
It's gonna be like, and then you know they gonna slow them down and be like, and right here is where it all went wrong. Yeah, no.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
Wait, y'all doing it on? Yeah.
We're
Ron
going
doing it too?
Ron,
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we'll make that a special. Like y'all don't even do that on it can be brought to you by WHW. We'll tag it to y'all joint, but we need to make that like a Saturday challenge, like a Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it'll be about.
You know
10
we should
people
do that.
come through.
We should do that. We should do that Big Swill.
We is not doing the crate challenge.
Yes.
With the Media is not doing the crate challenge.
Okay, with the media is not. Because we
But
don't want the
WAW.
liability. Hey, you calling shots already?
nobody
Hold
doing the
on.
crate
We ain't vote
challenge.
yet. You ain't the vote. We ain't had the vote yet. So you
know
can't
how many reaction videos is gonna be to the actual
Yes,
video?
that's the point. That is the point.
Man, that girl that had the Gorilla Glue, she living good now. She put the Gorilla Glue on her
You
head.
don't know
got her
how
own-
she living.
She got her own brand of grease and stuff now. Come on, man.
Bald head. She
don't
living
know how
bald
she
head
living.
though. She living bald head to the mud.
She could be hurt.
How much money is it? This reminds me of one of them things where it'd be like, for $1 million, would you? But I'm just saying, Toy, you gonna get some money? Like y'all, you want to collect donations?
You know, I think we would. I'm trying to tell you, we can do it and put like 30% go to some.
And
like,
30.
place.
Look, how about we could like? Could you charge to make the stat go higher? Like for so
y'all think people really doing this for free? People getting paid? Son.
Nah, some of them doing it for free.
Oh no,
Nobody
people doing
this
it
for free.
Yes, there is
Yeah,
a
some
bet.
people are doing
No
it for
way.
free.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes, way, Ruthie.
No
Ruthie,
way.
do you know how bad people want to be famous?
Ain't nobody doing this for free.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Who doing it? Who getting paid? Who pay? Have
Some
you
people
seen
are
some of the
paying.
people that did this? Who is paying for it?
Right, tell them.
Who paying for it? Ruthie?
Okay, this is it's a whole
You
like
saying it's a hoax?
I
no,
just saw
not
a
a
police
hoax.
officer
It's like a what you call them, a gambling ring. Like that's what the crate challenge is.
See, I literally watched a video of CPD stopping and a lady did the challenge. I swear to you.
And they caught her.
Yeah, and they caught it. Yeah, right.
I
yeah,
saw that
yeah.
garbage.
So is she getting paid?
What happened to F12? I was like,
Yes, she probably already got paid, and that was just the video that surfaced because they wanted to go viral because it had CPD in it.
Man, they doing it for free too.
I'm telling you, people doing it for free, Ruthie. They dumped a bucket of water on their head for free.
Free, yeah.
They doing the
That was
crate
to
challenge for
raise
free.
money.
They doing it
Hey,
for
Ruthie,
free.
I did that too and sent no money. I
Ruthie,
dumped a bucket over my
Ruthie,
head and
Ruthie, I'm
sat
just
down.
telling you, I can't even
No
lie
way.
to y'all.
No way, nobody walking across these crates
Ruthie,
risking this.
I'm
for
gonna
free.
tell you, I have really thought about it because I feel like if I had it on the flat surface, I do feel like I could beat it. I just don't. I'm not. It's the risk reward. No, it's the risk reward. It's like the fall videos are enough to make me be like, but I ain't gonna even test it. And it's like, and I got an ego out this world, but I'd be like, ooh. But I think it's flat surface. I think flat surface got something to do with it. If you're doing the crate challenge in the park on the crates, you going down no matter what.
Yeah, that grass.
That grass.
And the strength of the crates matter.
You think?
I'm trying to.
Milk crates
Did
be
you-
impossible to flatten though.
You gotta have the right type of crates. They gotta be the sturdy ones.
What's the not sturdy ones?
The ones that's made like a bit weaker.
That's a good description of it, Ruthie.
Wait, all right, let me do this. In case you are just tuning in to us from WBGX 1570 AM, we want to welcome you all to the Maze Jackson Show. We are talking about Toy Norwood is talking about doing the crate challenge. I mean, she just took the whole first part of the show because we all going to be out there. Toy, like I'm saying, could you wear a football helmet? Because I'm just saying, you do it in pads. Because it's not going to, and I'm going to feel bad laughing, but I'm really not. I will cheer for you I will be out there rooting for you. But you know how you kind of want to see somebody fall? I don't even want that to be, I don't even want to wish that on you, but it ain't no fun to watch it if you don't fall.
Man.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You think videos are going, you don't see somebody going viral for making it.
Yes, you do.
Who made it?
It's like a few of them, but you really don't remember them. Unfortunately, this is like the only place where second place and third like is the best thing, like for real. Like no one, I'm not tuning in to watch a lot of people make it over a crate. That doesn't impress me. That don't impress me.
Okay, so when y'all watching like the Ninja Warrior shows and stuff, y'all be wanting the people to fall?
Yes, I do. I don't watch the Ninja Warrior stuff, but I used to love what's that? What was the one where you had to jump over the things and then it'd knock you in the water, or you almost made it and then it'd be like, boom, and you hit your face, then your head, then you're on the way. Right. Yep.
It's gonna be a success story. Successfully falling.
They successfully rescued you from
the
bottom from the concrete. That's gonna be talking about getting it from the. Well, that ain't getting it from the mud. Oh, we should do it with a mud pit. We should do like a challenge, like an Olympic challenge pit. Oh, that'll be fun. All right, y'all, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to do the social media question of the day. Plus, we'll get to some of these headlines. It is the Maze Jackson Show. Maze Jackson, Ruthie, Riis. Hey, Riis, but before we get out of here, let's get to some 60,000. Let's get up, and away. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today. Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Keep calling me. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million. You just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of love?
Like that's like.
You give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you know my love is never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection. shit, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, put your pride aside for me. That is, why am I trying to get it? That is, put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
WIFTPM.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Right.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forward, about who not. Just green light all the black economy, then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided before, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be the people.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people?
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. My man, DJ Riis, the rule in the building this week, Wednesday. Hey, y'all, don't forget, we gonna have the Toy Norwood Crate Challenge special.
You were supposed to leave that in the other segment.
Oh, no. Nope. Riis laughing just like I am. Because I know we both, like, it's like.
If Toy your girl, you ain't gonna let her do that.
Oh, she the homie. She is the.
So you're not gonna let her do that?
Oh, no, I'm gonna let her do that. I'm gonna let her do that. I'm following her dreams. She said that she gonna be a success story.
Not following her dreams.
She said that she gonna be a success for
a success story.
So who am I to tell her no to her success? I'm gonna cheer her on.
You gonna bring ice?
Huh?
You bringing ice?
No, we gonna have Dr. Audrey on the scene. That's all we need.
Dr. Audrey bringing plaster because we might need a cast.
And anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Join on there.
Hey, can we dig a hole? We should do it like the crate challenge over mud.
Oh my goodness.
So you know what I'm saying, and then like we can have a hose out there. So if you fall, we can spray you off, and then we can find where you bleeding at. Right?
All over.
You gonna have internal bleeding. Right. It's gonna be, you gonna go home.
Ruthie looks so disappointed.
I know y'all just.
I'm gonna be right out there. I promise you.
I know y'all just talking.
Shoot, I'm bringing. Look, we bringing it. We gonna have 4 cameras, Riis, because we gonna catch it from every angle. Right? We gonna set all cameras to record, and then whichever way it go. So if she lean to the left, that camera gonna be like they got the close up.
Yeah, Ruthie. Toy goes up the first step.
Ruthie, you should moderate. You should be the host.
She's walking up the next step.
We'll get you, Ruthie. We'll get you one of those microphones like the TV people, and we'll get a mic flag, and you'll be like, Toy.
I would never narrate.
You won't narrate that, Toy?
No.
She's wobbling.
She's wobbling.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My heart couldn't take it.
That's the point.
There's too many factors to factor in. Now, if you say, you know what, she been out there practicing.
Practice.
She got a crate. She got the crate. She got to set up in her backyard. Then I'll be like, okay.
And she did it in the crate pit. She had like a foam pit that she did it on, like the BMX. Okay. I'm telling you, we gonna see it though. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, we gotta tell some more. We gotta do some more stuff before.
We sure ain't been talking about news lately.
You know what? Cause the news been kind of crazy. Can I tell you some real news though? Y'all should give me a big shout out today.
Why?
It is my 31st anniversary as a member of Phi Beta Sigma. Today at 5:32:30, 9190, I crossed the burning sands with my other shipmates, my shippies. SS Blue Apocalypse, that is Sigma ship, Blue Avengers, protecting our cause and livelihoods, yet preserving Sigma's excellence.
Happy Sigma-versary.
Happy Sigma-versary,
Thank
man.
you.
31 years?
31.
Woo!
Look, somebody about to, come on, go ahead. Who got it? Go ahead. Who gonna be like, I was just getting out of my Pampers.
I mean, you know, me and Riis was in single digits.
I was definitely two.
We was in single digits. Man. That's a long time, Maze.
For real, yeah.
Do you feel like you know a lot of members of Phi Beta Sigma?
Yes, I do feel like I know a lot. I've made a lot. I'm gonna say I probably have pulled back a bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got so much to do. Like I still, you know, I enjoy the thing I enjoy about my fraternity right now is because we don't see each other so much. It's like when we get together, it's like I don't really got to do the whole morning show. You know, like a lot of times when I see people, it's like they want to redo the morning show. Every time I talk to them, it'd be like, hey, man. It's like, and it'd be like, I feel like Groundhog Day sometimes, right? Where it'd be like, man, I'd be like, what's up? They'd be like, man, let me tell you what's in it for the black people. That show you did about remember that time? I'd be like, yes, I do.
We should make that a whole segment to talk about because I got some stories too.
I mean, people, and it's like I can't.
But they be talking about some deep stuff with me. I'm just like, whoa! I just
Ruthie,
said, do you want some dumb donuts?
Remember, Ruthie,
talking
when
about
we
the
went
white man ain't met.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I love everybody. I ain't even tripping. Sometimes y'all be putting a brother under pressure. I be like,
teacher that.
Yeah, I be like, you too. Then we turn into the Me Too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all my ships. I think we're gonna get together tonight.
Y'all or it's like open forum?
No, it's just us.
Just y'all?
It's just us. It is just us. All right. So I just wanted to make sure I gave some love to the men of Phi Beta Sigma, SS Blue Apocalypse. We crossed last old school line in the whole entire country until somebody proves me different. 2 hours after we crossed, they had a conference for everything pledge. They are now sending, I think. We're doing some modifications too. But thank you, Chip. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has showed us some love. Y'all got to go to my ship, Rob Ellis's page. because he has all of our pictures. I don't know how Rob had a photographer when there was no iPhone. He captured everything. You know, like when we crossed, the school tried to stop us from doing our death march. Like they told us we was all gonna get us kicked out of school if we didn't. If we did it, and we did it anyway. It was great. And you know who led the whole march? Who led the fight against the Cyril Nichols, the state rep?
Oh wow!
Right, that was my dean. Right, so it was a lot of stuff, man. It was a cool time. I'm gonna bring y'all some of those articles. You should see they compared us to the white fraternities, where they were like the white fraternities could eat their goldfish and drink, but they wouldn't allow us to have our death march. That was a symbolism of breaking the chains of racism. That's how we got it done. It's the Maze Jackson Show. You know y'all called it finesse. We called it, we gonna do this death march. All right, that brick was heavy than a mud.
Fight the power.
There it is. We did fight the power, and it was like the last time anybody saw pledging for so long. So it's what made us extra dope on the campus. And then from that point on, the Sigmas ruled, and all the other people succumbed. It was because
it must be just at that school, right? I can understand it was just that.
Oh no, you know when we used to come to Easter. Now we used to run through Easter. Like we used to run through Easter. Like run through. Let me tell you. Like actually, we didn't even run through Easter. We slow jogged through Easter. We used to come to y'all parties and be like, wait, what is this? Where do y'all? Like y'all, they would be like, we're going to the barn. Like.
You feel like y'all had the best parties at U of I?
U of I had the best everything.
And Sigmas threw the barn party. How you gonna down your brothers? That's what they known for.
No, not that one.
Oh,
no. They saw it and we elevated. We was like, oh, this is dope. We could do something with this. But I'm telling you, when we went to Eastern, we was like, is this like a real school? Like y'all whole campus fit like in our?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like when you come from U of I, and then you go to any of the directional schools. You be like,
real small.
What is this?
I remember going to I State and they was like, we're going to the Bone Center. It's like, we got the Center. It was like, it's like like this, what is this? Like this, like we used to party in a ballroom at U of I, right? So it would be like, anyway.
Illinois State redoing their campus.
They need to.
Looks pretty good.
They need to. They'll never be, but you'll never be like the U of I. We was like, we had the biggest Greek system. Everybody came to U of I when we were there. Like that was the.
You know, y'all getting that foreign money.
We get the Arab money.
Still can't was a song.
I do.
That we used to
leave
sing.
us alone, Intwa Dumela. If we want to talk about stuff, we can talk about stuff. Be around here trying to tell people what you trying to be the new Riis the ruler, trying to run the show. Okay, y'all. I'll give y'all some headlines. I'm sorry, my fault. Everybody got the COVID. Did y'all see the COVID map?
Which one?
The one that the city is now telling you if you come from any state in the union, that they need you to quarantine.
Ain't Vermont? Is this one that ain't on there or something like Vermont?
And Vermont is like, right, but you know Vermont. Like, who goes to Vermont but Ben and Jerry? Right? So I'm nervous about so do you think people be quarantined? Well, I don't see. Here's my thing: they just letting everybody get off the airport from everywhere, and then they don't be like, "Where you going?" They get straight in an Uber, All right. Did you see the 4-year-old got shot yesterday?
No.
Goodness gracious! They said they were outside and they heard a scream, and she was screaming, and they heard shots, and the 4-year-old got shot, but she is alive. So I'm grateful for that. How about this? I think the biggest thing on the news yesterday was Cam Newton got cut. Like, do y'all remember Cam?
Yes.
Cam, what'd he do to Dad? Remember he was the... Come on, y'all remember the Dad? Y'all be like...
But you just doing like 3 dance moves in one.
I'm just telling. Remember when the white people used to be like...
Put your head in the arm.
Cam Newton.
Head wasn't what you supposed to
go into the arm. There you go. Yeah, you go. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I was doing.
No, you was like Hussein Bolton at the same time.
Oh, no, that's
like Hussein. Yeah, see, but your head need to go to the other way. Like put it. You know, never.
You gotta just watch a YouTube video.
Yeah, like never mind.
Hey man, I'm still trying to learn how to Dougie. Quit it. Y'all, but anyway, Cam Newton of the. Why you make that face, Ruthie?
The Dougie, that's so old.
I'm still trying to get the Dougie. Man, Cam. Oh, he did the Superman that. Oh, remember that too? Cam had him, but I remember. Do you remember Cam had to dab so much that like when the white kids would show up, they would be dabbing. Like the president. Do you remember? There's a picture of like the Congress dabbing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Cam Newton is out of the Patriots, but you knew the Patriots after having 20 years of Tom Terrific in Boston. You know they was not really feeling having a black quarterback in Boston. No way. You know better than that anyway. But I think the one thing I think is so crazy about Cam is the so quick fall from grace. Like I feel like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, he was like all world MVP. Then it was just like they was like, you out of here. And I feel like he gave all of his prime years to the Carolina Panthers, took all the abuse, took all the beating, and then they was like summarily dismissed. But Cam said, don't feel sorry for me. I was like, hey man, shoot.
I mean, he must got his money right.
I think he probably do got his money right a little bit.
He gotta have his money right if he was like, I ain't taking this shot.
Somebody will get him. At least
I think Dallas talking about picking him up.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere.
You know Jerry Jones is good for the pickup.
Is he gonna take the shot?
Oh, that's right. They saying the reason he ain't in too is because of the shot. They showed the picture. Did you see they showed the picture of Mac Jones and him? Cam was looking like a beast, and Mac Jones was looking like a flabby white guy, and they was like, the shot versus not the shot. Crazy, man. How about this one? Louisiana faces 1 month with no power potentially. That's crazy. Like I feel like I don't know what it would be like to stick the plug in the cord in the plug, and it don't work for more than like an hour. Right?
Yeah.
For a month. And you know who going last, right? You know who getting their power last.
I mean, it's like, what would your everyday life look like if you didn't?
Man, we barbecuing like a mug.
What you gonna barbecue, though?
We gonna be barbecuing all the meat we can't leave in the refrigerator. I'm barbecuing every day, man. You barbecue and then you better start packing it in salt. You better figure out I was gonna say you could Google how the Indians kept their meat.
No, you can't.
Huh? Well, now you can't.
That's what I'm saying. Now ain't the time to be trying to figure. It's better.
I'm just worried about like what you gonna do when you can't use your phone. They said AT&T is only at 60% of 60% service. So I think let's keep our thoughts and prayers for the people in Louisiana and in the Gulf Coast region that are suffering. And as those efforts to assist them start to build up, let's be ready. What's in it for the black people to help our own people? Did you see the rideshare drivers got tased and carjacked? Hey man, it's tough world out here in the gig economy. Speaking of the gig economy, we are gonna be over the next few months engaging with the gig economy. I've been having some conversations. I don't know if you saw back we were talking about trying to change the way the gig economy worked to turn giggers into employees. And we saw that the city then just sued Grubhub and one other group. But I think we got to talk about this whole way that the gig economy has been integrated into our lives. And especially with the fact that we're coming up on another, what I feel like is going to be as close to a lockdown without calling it a lockdown as possible. Where does the gig economy fit? Because I do feel like it's a unique way for people to not have to be chained to the desk or chained
And people like that.
Not being slaves to corporate America. I mean, and like it's morphing into the new corporate America. However,
it's more like freedom of it's like flexibility with your time.
And
that matters to people.
And that's interesting because, I always be like, you build your life around your work. But the gig economy allows you to build your life and include work. So we'll talk about it a little bit.
You can multitask.
Right, because I was in a Uber one day with a brother from the motherland, and he was taking calls. He was taking service calls in one ear.
I remember you said that.
In the other ear, he was doing repair. Like he was booking something in one ear. The other side, he was like maybe doing flights. And then the third thing is he was driving the Uber. So he was like, yes, sir, I will. But would you like to go to Los Angeles? Maze will be dropping you off. We're at your stop, sir. Like, I was like, dang, he triple whammy, and right now he making all the money.
Getting it.
And I think he has some groceries in the back.
That he was delivering.
And so I think, like, with all of that, I think he could have made his whole nut in one day.
Yeah.
Right? You could make all you need for the week in a day, and then have your week to be about yourself and your family. So I think we got to watch it, because I think that the gig economy becomes an easy target to go after for politicians looking for issues to jump on. And I don't know if we make it, I don't know that if we're dependent on the gig economy as black folks who are trying to find our own freedom as we get squeezed out of the other jobs, I feel like it's an easy way to limit our access to freedom of our economic freedom somewhat. So we're going to talk about it from a... Why are you laughing at me?
Who do you mostly see, like, if you live in, like, a black neighborhood, most of your, like, rideshare drivers be black?
Most of my rideshare drivers actually it's either actually black, African, or when the Latinos come, they be doubled up. They got two people in the car. Right? Because I live in a border black. I like the border black part, you know. But I don't, so we don't talk about all of that. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I'm going to talk about being engaged in some of the conversations that we need to be having around it. All right. I went to Kwame Raoul's campaign fundraiser yesterday. Ruthie. I think we got to start going to these things. So, dear black people, I know we don't really tend to support our politicians, but I really think we got to start going to these things because the white folks be too comfortable. Right? They be like, aha, it's our guy. And I'm not tripping. Because shout out to Kwame Raoul. You know, he couldn't really announce me, but he did throw me some, he was like, he mentioned me in his speech. And I was thinking about how crazy it was because 4 years ago this time, it was like people, when I walked in, people was like, you guys are, the white guys were like, wait a minute. They're not fighting? Hey, man, I remember seeing that video of you all last year. Does he know you're coming? Yeah, he invited me. Right? It's like when black folks can collaborate, it turns into a good thing. But I do think that y'all need when the lobby is up, or when the people be rolling up in their Lamborghini trucks.
Ooh.
Exactly. I'll be like, and I'll be over in the corner like, nah. I'll be like, the black people, why we ain't, I'll be like, I enjoy the free drinks, but I'd rather be paying for them. I'd rather not be getting I'd rather be buying the drinks. But I'm gonna tell you what, shout out to Kwame Raoul, our attorney general. Y'all support him. I told you, there's some things after our beef that much bigger man than me, which in terms of say that we gotta learn. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Hey, y'all don't forget, I see Tyrone Muhammad is hitting me up. I haven't forgotten they got a press conference today, so we'll get you the details on that as well. Cause did I hear they trying to steal you, Ruthie? Hold on, cuz. Hold on. Tyrone and Tracy, look, y'all can have Ty.
Oh.
Y'all can't get Ruthie though. Sorry.
Ruthie, your initiation is you got to freestyle against him to get in. You can't freestyle against him, you can't get in.
I'm good then. I'm good then. I'm a shoe in.
Yo, Ruthie, you don't
you don't run to do me, Ruthie. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, we will be letting you all know Tyrone Muhammad will be holding a press conference. Shout out to my man Greg as well. You saw the videos. He was in here on Monday. We'll talk about what's going on over there. ComEd, man. ComEd is a lesson in the difference between politicians, like understanding that the politicians don't have the power. Even after everything that has they threatened to close some downstate nuclear power plants that would have lost jobs for like thousands of people. And so now the state is preparing to subsidize them again. Ooh. It's like they gangster. They was like, well, we'll close it. You know, it's cool. You don't like it? Forget all that Mike Madigan stuff. We'll close it. They was like, okay.
That's a problem when you let companies become like
gangsters,
monopolies and stuff like
that.
What's the alternative? Because I call they bluff, but then there'd be a lot of people out of jobs.
Right. Then the Trumpsters will be up here and talk about some, well, Ruthie, you told. All right. And then did you see the city is cracking down on the mask mandates? So if you're not wearing your mask, they are gonna pop up on you,
or if you don't got your signs displayed, I think.
Really?
Like, must wear a mask. Gotta have signs up, I believe, too.
Oh, okay. Man, I'm glad Big Swill printed those out yesterday. Dang.
I wonder if those people ever thought their jobs would be like mask policing.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have watched Handmaid's Tale, they did.
Here you go.
Okay, Ruthie. I'm fitting you up for a nice mask. Okay.
It's never gonna happen.
See, you talking. Just see how you talking. That's how you gonna get your mask. Keep it up. Keep it up. You gonna be like, you said. See, it's like they go.
Listen, like, y'all ain't leaving me in Afghanistan. I'm getting on the plane. Okay.
You got to go to Canada. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back. After these messages, we got some news, traffic, weather, and a little song, and we'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys,
TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one.
Got a couple of them. Got
two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Something better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4?
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of
you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Black people family, the time is now 7:04 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Cubs beat the Minnesota Twins 3-1. Also, the Chicago White Sox beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. Now on the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 36 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 23. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is 36 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 56 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 39. Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 46 minutes. Outbound is 33. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 46 minutes. 29 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan is 22 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is locked in at 8 minutes all around. That's south 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th at 8 minutes. That's north Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is also 8 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and partly cloudy. Today, expect a high of 75 and a low of 66. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now back to the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know know what you did, but you did it right. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good, good. With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me I'll let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your clothes on. It's something about you when you put your clothes on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done and your nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
To the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host.
Y'all better get them kids up and ready out the door.
Get them babies up.
Just text mine, get up.
Wait a minute, Riis, you got babies? How you got? What?
Yeah, I got a 12-year-old. Well, actually, she'd be 12 Sunday. I just realized that.
Dad.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Riis, what's her name? Or is it a secret?
No, her name is Demaria.
Hey, Demaria.
Yeah, we just call her Mari for short.
Mari.
Yep.
You gonna have 12 years? Hey, bro.
You about to be a teenager next
Lord
year.
You're already
DB.
45, man. Killing me out here.
These kids, man, they be kids and not. Them dang on phones just changed the world.
Can't do nothing without it.
You can't, but beyond that, you can't lie. It's like I used to be like the stork. My son was like, ain't no stork on YouTube. How you get this stork? You ain't no stork.
You know I can Google how to make a baby right there.
Don't do it.
I'm just saying.
Don't Google it.
Don't do it. Don't Google it. Oh, and please don't. Like, you know, sometimes you wish that the right picture would come up, but the picture, then it would scare them away, but then it'd be the wrong picture, and they'd be like, oh, got it. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We gonna move on. I'm gonna let that be. Maze, Ruthie, and Riis in the building. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in with us every day. I was gonna do the social media question of the day, but I'm gonna skip over that today. Only because, Ruthie, I want to talk about Joe Ferguson. You know who Joe Ferguson is? Remember Joe?
Nope.
You don't remember Joe? Joe Ferguson is the Inspector General.
Oh, okay.
He was hired under Rahm Emanuel. He was like had a love-hate kind of thing. But we talked to Joe. What the Inspector General, you know what the Inspector General does, right? Mm-hmm. He just basically investigates any causes of wrongdoing or whatever, and then he issues a quarterly report. Well, you know, Lori Lightfoot and him started out together as friends, but over the course of time, they have fallen out. He's called her out on so many issues. I mean, everything from the police response to whatever. She didn't. So some people say that he has been releasing these reports because he is bitter that he's leaving. Some people rumor him to be a candidate for mayor at some point. So he is dropping all of these stories that are eventually going to be used in campaigns against her. I don't know. This is all rumor and innuendo. But what I do know is that he did release a report that says that Chicago finances predatory banks. In spite of our call for equity and inclusion and all of the things that we tout, that we fund banks that provide predatory services in our city. Ruthie, if you had to do without, I don't know if you looked at the paper, and Riis, I'm gonna ask you to guess on this too. If you had, and Riis, I think this is important. This conversation is important for you a little bit because of our conversation yesterday. Because I feel like I think that I growing up kind of where I did, I start out where you are. I would tell you that really when you say like, not counting on the people that did us wrong to do right, whatever, etc., and when we gonna stop complaining, I buy into that a bit. But I also think that sometimes we minimize how much that impacts us, right? Like I feel like why you can't swim like everybody else? Get in the pool, you might have to swim a little bit harder. But then what if I told you didn't have to swim a little bit harder? What if I told you had to swim 10 times harder? So check this out. This is what I want y'all, because I might have blew it. But I want y'all to take a guess.
Okay.
How, if you had to guess the loan ratio of what banks loan, if a bank loans white people $1, how much do they loan a black person?
What you think, Riis?
Somewhere along the line is 10.
Because I blew
10 cent.
What you got, Ruthie?
10 cent.
12.
Dang. 12
And guess who loses? And guess what? That's still third. Because the Latinos get 13 cents. So for every $1 that these banks invest in the black community, they invest 12 cents in the black community. So essentially, you're looking at, let's say, 8.5 times harder. So imagine when you buy a house and a white person buys a house and you got to go get a loan and they say, well, we'll only give you, for the exact same house, we'll only give you 1/8 of what we're going to give the white guy. So when you go to sell it, right, you only make $50,000 or $20,000 where the white boy sells it and they make $200,000. It was funny to me. You know what this reminds me of? Ruthie, do you remember the time I told you I went to Alderman Burnett's fundraiser and the white guy came up to me and offered to buy a piece of my property
for
$30,000? And it was clearly evaluated at $2 million. And he was like, why should I pay you? Why should you make the same type of money and be profitable like me? And I think one of the think about the gravity of that. For every $1 that you can get a loan as a white person, you can only get in. And now let me take it a step further. Imagine you find out that you financed that bank. Now hear me out. Imagine that you, now, here's where everybody gonna get sensitive, but I'm gonna tell you. So we got a diversity and inclusion committee. We even have a responsible banking ordinance. According to Joe Ferguson, the responsible banking ordinance requires that these banks fill out all of this paperwork about what they do, etc. And guess what? They do. But you know what happens? Nobody cares. So they fill out all this paperwork saying what, and it because they basically audited all the paperwork that they submitted. Open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. See, I'm thinking about this from the perspective of how do you get, even if you do it right, how do you get ahead? Think about that. So you do everything right. You save your money. You work hard. 8 times harder than your counterpart. How do you get ahead?
It's like playing a losing game.
Now, it also is how we have the wealth gap and how it keeps expanding. So imagine that we pay all the fine. Who gets the most fines? Black people. Who gets the most fees? Black people. Then guess what? Who collects the money? The city. And what does the city do? Deposit in these municipal depositories. You know what a municipal depository is? They are the banks that are set up with the city to receive our money. They receive our money, right? And then they invest it and make profit on it because we drop billions of dollars in their accounts. So imagine you put $1 billion in the account and then they tell you, but you can't get none. Meanwhile, you can get Lincoln Yards. You can get all of the downtown development that you want. But when you try to build something in the black community, you can only get 12 cents. So you can only buy 10 bricks for every 100 bricks. Does that make sense? So you want to build a building in Chicago and you want to build it in a black neighborhood. For the same amount of money, you can only get 8 bricks that a white boy can get 100. Not 50, 8. Now, when you think about this, I think it's a direct hit on Mayor Lightfoot because why? What has she based her whole entire
equity?
Remember what and what have I defined equity as to you?
Making white people rich.
Do y'all remember the cartoon where it's 1 for me, 1 for you, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me, 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me? And I never understood that cartoon. And I think this is the point, Riis. I never understood the cartoon. You know, like when it makes, when you're talking, it's like 1 for you, 1 for me, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me. 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me. And I couldn't understand when I was a kid, why did the other guys, because they was both saying the same numbers. But if I know that the other guy, what was happening was the other guy was getting compounded interest while we was getting basic.
Come on.
So here we live in a city. Now let me bring this into perspective. Black mayor. Big chunk of black city council. Black city treasurer. The white guy tells the story. The challenge for, and can I tell you something? This responsible banking ordinance is sort of like the Community Reinvestment Act. The responsible banking ordinance is Chicago's version of the CRI. Do you know what the CRI is? Community Reinvestment Act. It said that, remember when there were no banks in the black community and there was all currency exchanges? Well, the CRI was passed that said that banks had to invest in black neighborhoods or in underbanked neighborhoods because forever our communities were plundered by the currency exchange racket. Think about how many grandmamas and grandparents, everybody you knew. Like there was a time growing up in the city when everything that my grandmama did was at the currency exchange. She paid her bills, she cashed her checks, she did everything at the currency exchange, and quite frankly, it was her bank. Except she didn't keep none. They took from it. Well, the Community Reinvestment Act was created to force banks to put, oh my God, did they just say, is that why we got a skating rink with no roof and no walls? See that though? That's deep. Think about that. So imagine for every $1 billion that they make, they give you 1 million. Say, spread that out. Y'all go spread that around while we go build all of these towers, etc. I guess my question becomes, how does this happen still? Like, see, I feel like this is a classic case of legislation being, there's either one or two things. Mm-hmm. It's either fluff legislation or there's no enforcement. And when we put our, Ruthie, when we put our laws together, mm-hmm. often we leave the enforcement in the hands of the people that are screwing us over. So imagine, and I would tell you that the black lawmakers and legislators probably were doing a great thing, thought they were doing a great thing by creating the responsible banking ordinance, right? Which says that you gotta show us how you're doing it, etc. Right? But then if you do it and then you say, okay, mayor's office, because that's where the lawmakers legislate, then the mayor's office enforces. So now the mayor's office has got all these banks, and you know, when you got $20 billion on the line, $12 billion on the line, do you really want to worry about the 1.2 million? And so now you got to ask yourself, well, where does this thing drop off? Well, what essentially happens is our legislators hear the issues, they pass laws, but they don't put the teeth in the law to enforce it, or they leave the enforcement up to the people who are screwing us in the first place. So the aldermen passed the ordinance, and then they hand it over to Rahm Emanuel's administration. They hand it over to Mayor Daley's administration, which is filled with who? Green Team or the tribe. Whose priority is what? Not you. But what they're able to do is then, and I don't really a great skating rink, but the answer to every billionaire's new development is, and Ruthie is so funny now that I think about it, it's about right. Every single time I talk to somebody who is building a multi-million-dollar building, you know what the first thing they want to do for the black people is?
What?
Give us the 8/10 of the bricks. They say, we're going to build this $200 million facility, and how about we give you a community center? A community center that we jump on because we need something for our kids, but easily convertible once we out the neighborhood. $12 for every 100 bricks. And I want to test this. Like, if you looked at the investment in our community, does it match up? Like, imagine. So, Ruthie, these are the Chases, the Bank of Americas. You know, I it's interesting to me because I see the multi-billionaire people, right? Like, I remember seeing Jamie Dimon in town. And I remember seeing people, like, I'm not going to even lie. Jamie Dimon is a celebrity to me. Do you know who Jamie Dimon is?
The bank person?
Jamie Dimon is the head of Chase. It's like this dude that was like a little hustler that became the head of Chase. And like he now is like controlling economics of the world. And it is a thing, like, to have the picture to be like, man, this is like literally a titan of industry. It's like taking a picture with Rockefeller or something back in the day. But I think about us taking the pictures with him, not us, because I wasn't in the picture. Knowing that, with smiles, knowing that he just gave us 12 cents, 12 bricks for every 100 bricks he get to white people. And then comes back to us and tells us, hey, y'all, I'm going to give y'all $100 million to invest in your community because you ain't seen $100 million. But he just made $5 billion. You know how they say JB drops, when JB drops 30 or $100 million, it's like dropping 25 cents?
Yeah.
Because we don't understand the math, because we haven't seen it, we don't fathom it. But again, why is it that these white boys know they can walk in the room amongst us knowing that they've screwed us, and we take the freaking selfie?
Okay, so I've been thinking about something you said, and it just kind of, I ain't gonna say it just kind of messed me up, but it gave me a different perspective. You said, is these legislation and ordinances fluff from the start, or is there just a lack of enforcement? And for me to sit here and think that it's from the start, it's a lot of process, because now it's so nefarious.
So you got to understand, Ruthie, that there's no law written that the lobbyists have not partaken in. And the job of the lobbyists is to get the white guys as close as they can. And so if you know that your audience is only going to take, ain't never seen, right? They ain't never seen it. So if I told you, think about how many people was running around here telling us Jamie Dimon that Chase Bank was going to drop $100 million in investment in the black community. Now, that wasn't interest-free. That wasn't interest-free. So he giving you the interest back, and he going to make money on the interest that you pay. And I'm telling you that it is when I would tell you that the elected officials that created the responsible banking ordinance were 100% in a good space when they did it. But how many are lawyers? How many were in the negotiations? So when you get the 500-page ordinance that says fill out all the paperwork, right? I think that they were legitimately doing it. And I think that the lobbyists and Chase understood how to gut it and how to make it unenforceable.
But what is power without the ability to enforce?
Fluff. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We'll be right back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
To Allstate Arena, September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit MonsterJam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop, located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:34 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports weather and traffic update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs homered twice and beat the Minnesota Twins 3-1. On the south side, Abreu homers, bullpen holds them in check as the White Sox beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. Now over to traffic. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 49 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 29. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange is up to 53 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield is 35 minutes. On the Eisenhower's accident, so from Thorndale to the Loop is 77 minutes. Back out to Thorndale is up to 42. On the Steve I-3, 7 minutes. Outbound will be 35. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 67 minutes, 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 17 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is still locked in at 8 minutes all around. It's 55th to Jackson as well as Jackson to 55th. Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph is also 8 minutes as well. Today's weather is currently 72 and partly sunny. Expect a high of 75 and a low of 66.
Oh, baby. I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but Since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Oh, baby, I miss you. Yeah. Ooh, baby, oh, darling. Whoa, 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 whoa. Your love must be some kind of drug, baby. Cause it just keeps on calling me. And I just need a hit of your love. It's got me shaking and feeling for your touch. Baby, of you I can't get enough. It feels like I done OD'd on you, babe. I'm addicted for you. Can't stop loving 'cause I can't get enough of you, babe. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. This must be love. 'Cause I can't get enough of your love. I'm so addicted for you. Can't stop. I need you right now, baby. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. You're always on my mind, my mind, my mind, every day.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Ruthie Moore and DJ Riis. Y'all don't forget tonight, 8:30 p.m. It is week old Wednesdays. Tune in because we gonna I might have to call in because I gotta motivate Toy.
Definitely, yo, and I think that's special good. And then I was thinking is we can actually give the proceeds to the Louisiana, man.
Toy gonna need them for her bills. You talk about Louisiana, everything that she don't got to put.
She a nurse. She can get some,
I seen the hospital the other day. I'm just here to tell you that wait is no joke. They was like, that'll be 7 hours.
Oh,
I was like, hey Joe, I ain't gonna even lie to you. Where you don't want to be is probably there. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie, 1 for you, 1 for me, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me, 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me. Hey, do me a favor, because you be real quick with the computer. See how much Chase Bank is worth.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just saying, just give us a sense. Because I want you to Google that part, like Chase Bank makes $100 million commitment to black community in Chicago over 10 years. That means $10 million a year. What I'm supposed to do with that? Man, that remind me of when Cube said you better go to the store with that. Boys in the Hood. I gotta ask you all, how do you feel about the city working with banks that refuse to loan to our communities? Do you think that really has anything to do with the state of affairs of where our community is? Like, I feel like when we talk about this, we're always just so happy to be acknowledged that we don't even put it in perspective. Again, the city of Chicago invests our tax money. We are the most tax feed and fined group in the city, even though we are the smallest population. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming that. But you know what I mean. I mean, think about it. Black people get more bicycle tickets than anybody. How is that possible? Black people are still getting arrested for cannabis and locked up for cannabis. That's legal.
Look, we talking about enforcement. And you see, we over-enforced, except for they need to be enforcing the ordinance and the actual law that they created.
What can I tell you?
Instead of these fines and fees and late fees and overdraft fees.
Ruthie, when I lobbied, we would give the legislators whatever they wanted, right? We would just make sure that there wasn't a way for them to make it harmless. So it would always be like, you must report. Because until you report, there's nothing that there's not, if you don't, it's just you got to report it, which is what Joe Ferguson said. He was like, oh no, they submit tons of paperwork, but when you go through it, it basically adds up to nothing for you. And so oftentimes what we would do is put all of these onerous, okay, and you've got to report and you've got a mandate, and then we put a task force in that everybody forgets that they're on because one. Remember when I told you we secured the $30 million a year from the rental car companies? Because all the put the hammer in it, right? Like, oh, you don't need to make it. We'll show good faith. When has anybody showed good faith to black people? They tell them, oh, you just got to make a good faith effort. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, the lobbyist moves around, drops some great campaign contributions, and everybody's happy because we got some toothless legislation. So again, all these banks, imagine you turn in a report and say, nope, we didn't hire none of your people. Yep. We shorted y'all 88%. We really only loan. When you talk about redlining, when you talk about all of these cool things that sounds about the man and all, she talks about equity, and every dollar that we got is going into loans to places where they won't give money to the communities. So think about this. Invest Southwest. That money, hundreds of millions of dollars, is deposited in banks that if it was their money, they wouldn't give it to us. Think about that. Think about your bank getting all of that CARES Act money. Hundreds of billions that they can then loan and make money on and make profit and still deny you. When you talk about being put out of your neighborhood, because guess what? They're not going to give you the value for your home until you gone. That's why you got $400,000 Chatham houses now. Because the white people are now getting into a place, because they know you can't get a loan to buy the houses in your neighborhood. So, we're excited about the fact, right? We're excited about the fact that there are $400,000 homes. But if nobody that lives in the neighborhood can get a loan for $400,000, guess what? You ain't going to be able to stay in the neighborhood. And then what'll happen is, as the white people start to get these homes in the neighborhoods, their property taxes go up. Well, he ain't lived up to what he said he was going to do. So now you getting what you saw happen in, on the north side, when these old school neighborhoods like in Humboldt Park, and the white people would buy single family homes or take your duplex and turn it into a single family home. You can't imagine that in Chatham until you start to look at what happened in the South Loop. So you think about living in a neighborhood where you can only get 12% of the value and the white boy can get 88% of the equity coming in the door. That ain't the math that we talk about, though. Because we like to tell people, we like to let people say, I'm about equity.
It's hard to fathom.
No, just think about it, though. Ruthie, do you remember not 2 weeks ago they were talking about homes in Chatham going over $300,000? Mm-hmm. And it was like a sign of pride. Until again, you realize that $300,000, nobody in Chatham is getting that loan. Seaway? That ain't. So now we all those people get to chip out, and they might make that $200,000 on the crib.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they go try and get a loan, they 88% short when they try to go get their loan on their new crib. So what do? They go to the Southland. And they buy a house in the Southland because they get a big old house with a big old yard. But then guess what happened?
What happened?
They get body slammed with their taxes. Because you got a 50% tax rate to be in Fort Heights. So you got a 50% tax rate, of which they only gonna give you 12 against in your $30,000 home. Go equity. Do y'all see why when I despise the word equity? Because in Chicago, it means making white people rich. Now what you got to answer to me is, who's responsible for that? Like, you mean to tell me that we can't, with all the juice we got in this city, they still get to predatory loan us? Like, how does any bank that operates in Chicago get to walk in? Because it's the same thing. You know what it is? We take the selfie and don't ask no damn questions.
Well, I think sometimes too what happens is people feel like, okay, I did my job. Now the rest of this is on you. It's on you. And it seemed like between the Department of Finance, the City Council, and the Treasurer's Office, everybody was like, I did my part. Now the rest, this other stuff, this on you. So nobody really took responsibility for
black people.
The enforcement aspect.
So either you take responsibility for not, or you take responsibility for us getting screwed. It's one or the other.
Can't have it both ways.
It's no, because I feel like, again, did we not have an equity, diversity, and inclusion committee? How did that conversation go? Like, who knows these numbers and who's watching? Who's telling happy financial stories and who's telling us the truth? Why do I got to get this from Joe Ferguson? Well, because he mad at the black woman.
I was just about to say, like,
I mean,
I guess, sometimes you find stuff out in ways you don't want to find out. I think really, to me, the larger thing that I just keep thinking about is the enforcement aspect. And if stuff ain't enforced, like, who cares?
Ruthie, it's the Madigan trick of tricks.
I'm just floored. No, I ain't floored, but I'm floored by this because I never really thought about how you really got to see stuff all the way through, because it's trickery at mostly every turn. It's some trickery that can be done.
So if you think about every pillar that got passed by the Black Caucus, by every economic inclusion, like, what is the enforcement mechanism? Like, we got all the cool words, we got all the stuff that gets us, but I want to see, what's the penalty? Right? Because, Ruthie, we've seen this happen all the time. This is nothing new. It's just like when these white companies have to have a black company to get the contract, and then after they get the contract, then they don't never pay the black company. All the time. All the time.
Because how they going to enforce it, right?
What you going to do? So now I'm the black company, and I'm your subcontractor, and you say, well, and then what they do is they stretch you. They play this crazy game, because here's what happens. You can't get a loan from the bank as a small black business. It's hard. So they send you to one of these secondary joints like Axion or somebody else. And they say, hey, because you don't got no business credit, so you go over there, you go get your loan that they give you, and they send you to get a 25% loan to get up. Then you go over there, you get the loan. Ruthie, you try to do your business. So then you get this business because you land the contract. The big white company comes to you and says, hey, we want to work with you because we got to have a black person on the team, knowing you can't get a loan. So you go get a 25% loan from Axion or somebody else to be able to do business with the white boys because they don't pay up front. They pay on 30 days. So now you paying 25% on 30 days when you only getting 12% interest. You only get 12% of the access to the capital. So now by the time you get your loan from the bank or by the time you get your contract and you get paid, you done ate it up in interest payments. And you can't go to the regular bank because they only taking 12% of y'all. And as a small black business owner and entrepreneur, you usually don't got no great credit because, damn, you begging Peter to pay Paul and they only going to give you 12%. Whereas the white boy can go get 100 bricks for his dollar. You can only get 12 for yours. So then, as you trying to do and survive, right? Because we can't rely on the white people who did us, but it ain't like you got to swim a little bit harder. You got to swim 8 times harder. And in the meantime, you got a Negro that'll put a hole in your wall. He gonna take one of your bricks. No, I'm serious. He gonna take one of your bricks out your wall. And so even as you trying to tread water, you don't need this brick. But you see how we get caught. It's almost like sharecropping, where you can never get out of debt because you ain't getting the same value. Again, understand that you're spending your money to get 12 bricks for the same dollar that a white boy get 100 for. How do we get ahead in that world? And so I will tell you, there is a piece of me that says don't stop complaining. But Ruthie, can I tell you? People make fun. You know why black businesses ain't like super successful, quite frankly?
Why, Maze?
Because you don't get access to the capital, the money to make the payroll. So you so busy trying to make the payroll that you can't focus on your business. Whereas the white boy goes in with his dollar and gets 100,000 line of credit, you get 12,000. He paying payroll for the whole year on his loan. You got payroll for the week. So you gotta hustle. And every little penny you make, you taking back to them to get that little 12,000. Meanwhile, the white boy paying, and you paying 88% interest on the 12%, while the white boy paying 12. And all this is happening while three black groups, because we had, and I would argue with you that I don't think that there's anybody that is malicious in the process. I think we are so happy to be in the space. It's just like ComEd, right? It's like everybody is powerful till the powerful people get there. Till the people with the money get there, then everybody else, right? Because now ComEd, they hijacked the whole damn state. With Madigan. They got charged a fine of $200 million. And now they got the $200 million back. And now they back to threatening mugs. Talk about, and if you don't do what we ask you to do, we're going to get all your people. We're going to fire 7,000 people. And guess what? That's power.
Pun intended.
They got enforcement. We'll take out the money. Y'all, see the Mace Jackson show. This why I get in trouble. Cause I see when you have to understand that they gave. Do you understand that they gave them responsibility? So here's what happens. Somebody said, "Man, these banks is playing us, so we're gonna make them report." But again, report. Reports do not come with enforcement. So as we start, and here's what I'm going to tell you. As we start to look at these great pieces of legislation that make us feel emotionally charged, we got, you know how when you get a proposal and you go to the last page, like they be trying to tell you about everything that's going on, intro, you know, here's the program, and you be like, I just want to see the price. Show me the price. If we don't see the enforcement clause, then know that we're getting finessed and fluffed. And quite frankly, it's these white boys that have mastered showing black people how to say a lot and do nothing to hurt their clients.
Ooh.
How many times have we heard all of these wonderful things, these pieces of legislation, but we don't see the outcomes? It's because I wouldn't guarantee you, but I would ask you to look at any piece of legislation that is passed that is meant to chastise or penalize for non-black participation.
Mm-hmm.
And I would challenge you to find the enforcement clause.
You saying we not going to be able to?
You're not going to be able to find one. You'll find everybody will have to report, and there will be self-reporting, and leave it up to the people to self-manage. And hope that George Floyd getting killed is enough for them to do right. Which apparently, I didn't for the who offered you $100 million that you got it fired up for. How much money Chase got? Did you look at?
I did look it up. They are worth they have 2.5 trillion in assets.
Check this out. They got 2.5 trillion in assets. They told you they was going to give you $100 million a year over 10 years. That means $10 million. That is less than 1/10 of 1 penny to them. 1/10 penny is invested in your neighborhood. While we celebrate, we dare own the even our portion continues to shrink. We still cheesing, we still smiling, we still happy. Like, why is it that I feel like I'm crazy, Ruthie? I literally feel like I'm crazy. Like, can y'all imagine what would happen if these white boys walked into a room and the people that was in the room was not like, oh my God, I'm glad to see you're rich. Like, Jamie Dimon being rich don't help now one of us. No, like, could you imagine though, a white got when I had that incident, and you know how people expect you to laugh and be like, ha ha, ha, play it off, and you be like, ha ha, very funny, muff. No.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if when all these presidents of banks who are so wealthy and sit down and come to Chicago and they pacify us when we talk smack, could you imagine if they knew they couldn't bring White Boy Mike or somebody else and bring them and make, look, Jamie, we're going to bring you to Chicago. We're going to take you to all their and by the they see that you got $1 billion that you're never going to share with them, they'll just be excited that you were here and having the photo. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got to say goodbye to everybody who has tuned into us on 1570 AM. But we are going to open up the phone lines because, y'all, am I the only one? I guess y'all just be quiet. I guess y'all don't really care that much. Maybe that's what it is. I'm going to open up the phone lines, though. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Y'all, in Chicago, we finance the banks that will pay black people 12. You get, for every 100 bricks the white boy get, you get 12. And what's to add insult to injury? The Latinos get 13. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8 o'clock on the dot. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports weather and traffic update. Up north, the Chicago Cubs will homer twice and beat the Minnesota Twins 3-1. On the south side of things, Abreu homers. Bullpen holds them in check as the Chicago White Sox will beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. Now on the traffic, on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 51 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 53. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield till it's changed is 58 minutes. It's also 58 minutes back out to Deerfield. On the Eisenhower, still the accident there, so it's 77 minutes from Thorndale to the Loop. Back out to Thorndale will be 42. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 66 minutes, while outbound is only 42. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour. Minutes back, 6 minutes to the Loop and 16 minutes back to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 16 minutes, 10 minutes from Jackson to 55th. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr as well as Bryn Mawr to Randolph is still only 8 minutes. Today's weather is currently 72 and partly sunny. Today will be high of 75 with a low of 66. I'm Riis the Ruler. That was your weather, traffic, and sports update. Now here's a little Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture.
Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, babe? Why don't you come on over,
WIFTPM.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forwards, about who not. Just green light all the black economy, then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided we fall, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be defeated.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies we heard before. You gotta do more than listen. On a count of three.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Shout out to DJ Riis, the ruler. Hey, y'all, don't forget today at 10 a.m. in front of the CPD police station on 35th in Michigan, Tyrone Muhammad, ECCSC, and a variety of people will be standing up. I believe Father Flager's going to be out there with him, too.
What?
I think I saw that in there. They will be out there. So y'all go out and support our brother Tyrone Muhammad as they enter into this. You know, y'all saw the videos the other day of Tyrone being out there trying to intervene in stopping some violence and some brothers being, you know, I just don't think they like brothers that stand up. That be like, hey, hold on, what you doing? Like, I don't, you know, like, Ruthie, you know, I don't like when people ask me questions.
Like what? That was a question.
Anything. Like, because I said so. If I say let's do it, it's just done.
Okay.
And that's how I feel like the police are. They be like, what? Why? You say anything to the police and then they be like. And so I think they didn't appreciate the black folks being like, yo, why you stopping? Why is it 10 many of y'all cops? Negro, because I can.
It's like you can't question their authority.
You can't question their authority.
You just got to walk if they say walk.
Right.
Otherwise, they'll tackle you. They'll try to tackle you.
Well, shoot. You saw what they did to old girl.
They tried it.
They tried it. She actually, though.
Her core was strong. She had a strong core.
I did see that. I thought he was trying to cop a couple feels.
Hello.
I feel like these white guys, sometimes they be seeing the sisters and they go back to slave master days. And they be like, boy, I oughta. Riis is not funny, man.
That's some real life.
That's some real life stuff, man.
History right there.
It is. It'd be funny when and it's I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson show.
You know, it's not having agency over your body is a big thing.
Well, girl has some agency. He kind of backed up though. She wasn't going. She was like, "Oh, we gonna be grappling around here,"
and they gonna try to threaten her with some paperwork.
Right.
You know, knowing good and well he didn't want to fill out that paperwork himself.
Well, the other part was I felt like when they show up to your house, that it was an intimidation thing. I don't feel like the cops showing up to your house with a report saying something like it's all good. I feel like they was on some slickery like, yo, we know where you live.
You in the database.
Right, we're gonna put you in the gang database.
Right.
All right, let's but before we went to break, I was talking about this banking situation. I think y'all be getting tired of me sometimes. Y'all be like, why you always complaining? Why you always find what's wrong? Riis, when I saw the story, I really do think it made me think of you yesterday. Cause you know how you was like, I really do sometimes feel like we can't be waiting. I don't wait. You know, rule number 1, never leave your fate in the hands of someone else. But it does get exhausting knowing I thought I was only swimming, 2 times, 3 times. To know that my dollar can only buy me 12 bricks and the white boy can get 100. Some days I feel like somebody could be like, you know what, I'm gonna stop swimming.
No, people are like, I'm finna drown everybody in this pool.
Right. That's what happened. Tie brick to him, tie brick to him, tie brick to him. Let's go to the live line. I'd love to hear from you all. What do you all think about this?
We got somebody on the line?
Somebody called us, 872-259-7474. Shout out to Sandra. You're on the Maze Jackson Show. Talk to me.
Good morning, Maze. Good morning, Ruthie. Good morning, Riis. I am so glad that you guys are talking about this topic this morning. And thanks for the shout out for the Southland. We are drowning out here. I don't know if people realize that Park Forest, number 1, Riverdale, number 2, Ford Heights, number 3, in the nation paying property taxes. In the nation. The poorest of the poor has the most high property tax. And you know why? Because of our school system. And it's not the school itself. It is the state of Illinois who is mandated by the Constitution to pay 500.1% of the school funding. And they are paying 24%, which puts it back on the residents. And that's not fair. And I'm so glad that you are bringing this to the light, and everybody needs to be up in arms. And we need to band together and make a right or wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. This is that's our
the nation.
Mm-hmm. Think about that. None of them are wealthy
in the nation.
How? I thought. So I gotta ask. I thought Fritz Kagi was supposed to be fixing that, right? I remember he came and campaigned with us, and he said he was gonna get rid of Joe Barrios so he could do it, and he done made it worse.
In the nation? If you paying the highest property taxes in the nation,
think about
you should be living in what?
You should be living in a mansion. Think about them places, and they got the highest property taxes. Yeah, that's crazy. It's the Mace Jackson show. These banks, like, how do we get them under control? Whose responsibility is it? Because according to the article, they blamed it on 3 people, or according to the Inspector General, they said that the mayor, the treasurer, and the city council. So let's say the mayor, should we say the equity and diversion equity and diversion and equity and inclusion committee that hadn't had a meeting might be a part of this? And then we got the city treasurer. My question is, how will they address this?
Point the other way.
Because, remember there are banks, and then I hope ain't none of the bank. What's the bank that was screwing everybody all the time?
All of them.
All of them, but there was the one that
Wells
was
Fargo?
Wells Fargo.
Uh-huh.
I sure hope we ain't got no money in Wells Fargo. Because, again, and here's my thing. Who do we ask the question to? Because I often wonder when these bank presidents see all of our people in power, what do the conversation be like when you know you screw black people and you got to talk to black people?
You use the word equity and investment.
So, yeah. What's up, Riis? You seem like you got something you want to say. You like, nah, you don't want. Okay. Let's go to the live line. Brother Frank, you on the Mace Jackson show. What's up, Frank? What you thinking about?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Good morning, Brother Mace.
Good morning, Brother Frank.
And I'll take on Mr. Rule. How y'all doing? No, we are not bored and tired of you bringing up. This is what we're telling you about. This is why I tune in to get educated. You know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And the sad part about these things with these banks, Brother Mays, we, the people in this state, in which we give the Democrats absolute total power, the power of a God. They can do whatever they want to do. And all these black people in these high power seats, we are not pushing them to do the one thing for us that will allow us to neutralize these banks. Okay? We are too busy making up excuses and reasons why not to push. But I got help coming for us next month through Reverend Outside. We're going to call these politicians out and saying, you got all this power and you all of a sudden numb from the neck up. Unlike the Republican Party, they march immediately to the right. We have not taken one step to the left. What is your universal health care for your citizens? What is your free state college for your citizens? Where is your guaranteed income for your citizens who've been here at least a year? Okay, $1,500 a month, Brother Maine. If we had that, we don't need to know over the or stand our own homes and everything. We don't need them. We can neutralize them, but we're too busy pushing back on that and not holding their feet to the fire. This is what we need to be doing, Brother Mays. This is what we need to be doing. And plus, this structure will be a domino effect. It will flip red states into blue. Because Republicans are not going to do this. Okay? They're not doing their job, and we're not calling them out for it. But next month, that's going to change. And that's the way I see it.
So wait, Brother Frank, but you put it on Republicans. I guess my question is, here in Chicago, ain't damn Republicans.
That's what I'm trying to say, Brother Mays. That's the whole point. I'm not putting on Republicans. I'm putting on us. And these Democrats, we gave the power of a God in this state. They can do anything they want to do. And don't have to worry about it. It can't be stopped in no kind of way. And they're acting like they are neutralized. They are numb all of a sudden from the neck up. Whereas in the Republican states, when they get this kind of power, they charge hard to the right and they don't give a rest to or anyone that can say about it or think about it. But in the blue states, we give them that kind of power, they paralyzed now from the neck up. We got to tell them, we want this, and this, or we're going to get y'all butt out of there. Okay? A guaranteed income would neutralize all this these banks doing us. And then you see black banks popping up, and we'll take all our money and put it in black banks. We can neutralize these banks. We ain't got no black banks, Brother Frank.
We ain't got them. They be selling us Seaway as the black option. And the Beeb and them got that. Ollie.
No, we ain't got no black banks because You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, Brother Frank. I just get all emotional, Brother Frank. I just get all caught up, Brother Frank. Okay. Sometimes when we start talking about blacks and banks, and when Brother Frank, when you find out that you with your same dollar, you can only get 12 bricks while the white boy can get 88. That make me feel a certain kind of way. I can't even lie to you. I can't lie to you.
What do you expect from the white bank? They're not going to even give us equal amount. You know they're not going to give us more. It's been like that since slavery. We work the field, we come out, they pay the white boy 10 cents an hour, pay us 5 cents an hour, pay the Chinese 3 cents an hour. It's been like that since slavery, since we did work it. What do we expect? Get our money off the hands, get our money from the. But first, we got to set ourselves straight. These politicians is going to get checked next month. And me and Brother Stocker, we're going to lead the charge. Y'all just be ready.
Thank you, Brother Frank. Thank you, Brother Frank. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brother man.
Okay, so here's what I would say. Which banks do black people? What banks should we be happy with because they've done right by black people in Chicago? Like, who do you want to see your elected official? What banker or banks would you like to see your elected officials teamed up with for all the good they've done for black people in Chicago? Let's go to the live line. Byron, you must be calling because Todd ain't here, man. What's going on, Brother Byron?
Good morning, Maze, and your beautiful counterpart.
Dad, Ruthie, you said you're my beautiful counterpart. What, you on the video?
Well, I finally went to YouTube to see you because at 8 o'clock you shut me down, so I had to go to YouTube and I saw somebody extra there on the side, so I said, "Oh, damn." But anyway, hey, Maze, come on now. What state has the most black representation in the legislators?
Yeah, you sound like you've been listening to the Maze Jackson show. Illinois. We got the most black elected officials in the country.
You see why I don't call? I told you before, we're done. If black people that we put in office don't see the problems we have, where are we heading to? Maze, on my block, right? Here's what I see on my block. All these other people cutting people grass. Guess what I start doing? Went to all of them and asked him, you see that black guy over there? He's doing a great job. Could you get him? I already got 4 people on my block to switch over to brothers cutting their damn grass. It don't take rocket science to cut the grass now. And if that guy doesn't do a good job, get another black one. So I got one lady told me next year I'm gonna replace him and get the brother. So I'm working to employ black people. We gotta stop begging. These black representatives are not doing us any good. It sounds good when they come on your radio station. You can't ask them the questions, the hard questions, but it sounds good. The beautiful music from their mouths. And we get nothing. That's why I'm so sick of it. That's why I don't even tune in no more, man.
What? You don't tune in no more, Byron. You supposed to be my homie, dog.
Your phone line is down. You don't open the phone lines all the time.
That's Riis, man. Riis, open up the phone.
I heard you crying. I heard you crying this morning. I said, you know what? I got to call Maze. I got to lift him up because he's the only one who's standing up for us, really. You the only one. You
Ruthie
are the only one, Maze.
Ruthie be with me, though. Ruthie be with me. Ruthie with me.
Yeah, but Ruthie, she's woke. That means socialism. I'm not for socialism. I believe regardless of what racism around us, we can still achieve. You achieve regardless of racism. Do you realize that, Maze?
I do, man, but you know, but can I tell you something, Byron? I'm glad I didn't know I had to swim 8 times harder than everybody to get to be equal. That just is a tough job, bro. Like, I feel like I've been so busy swimming my whole life that I didn't realize how hard I was working. Now, I'm not tripping on it. I'm not complaining about it, but I do think, Byron, you look, this me and you, dog. And I'm not gonna complain because I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna take my 12 bricks, and I'm gonna just keep on piling them up, and I'm just have to work 8 times harder. But Byron, you gotta tell me you feel some kind of way when you know that our same dollar, they get 100 bricks for 12. We get 12. They got 100.
Who allowed it? Who allowed that to happen? Maze, tell me. You cannot blame other people. We got they let us down. They're no good. All they do is come and talk a beautiful game. They're woke.
You know what I think,
and
Byron?
we fought for it.
Can I tell you what? Can I?
Let me say one more thing. Me show how dumb we are. When Tammy Duckworth comes to our community next year and tell us to vote for her, guess what we can do? 95% of the time, we can vote for her because we are that dumb.
I'm just telling you, Byron. So thank you. First of all, thank you, Byron. And you got to keep listening, dog, because I got you. You got to keep me up. Here's the problem. I hear this more regularly than not. Is that they don't know. Right? Like, remember how I just told you about enforcement? Uh-oh.
No, go ahead and finish. Let me let you finish.
I feel like, I don't know if the lack of enforcement is willful or unintentional. Like, do they say, okay, let's pass this law because then we say we did it with no real intent for outcome? Right? Remember how I told you, remember that time when we talked about Madigan and during the but during the Mike Brown and Ferguson, they took all of those bills that everybody did and made them equal one big fat nothing? Mm-hmm. I feel like we fall into that trap all the time. And I don't know that anybody, because we do disparity studies, we do all of those different things, and I feel like we have, everybody can report, and the way we know that we being screwed is because of the reports. But what is the response to the report? Right? Like, who says, okay, AT&T, okay, Chase, we're going to penalize you for not doing it? Let's go to the live line. Angie, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
Good morning. Morning. So I'm thinking, like, with Carrie Austin and how she got caught up, right? We don't know what these people are doing behind the scenes that they know they're not supposed to be doing. And then they're not going to speak up. They're not going to change anything because they're going to get in trouble. So maybe we should vote everybody out and vote in people with integrity, and then we can get some things going. Because I don't believe that's the first time Miss Austin did something that she wasn't supposed to.
Goodness gracious. Dang, Angie, you trying to heat it up this morning. I was trying to stay around the edges. You trying to take a bite out the whole burger. Now,
I'm just saying. So they can't act. They know it's willful.
Angie, you know what
it's willful. They know the minute they start doing for black people, they're going to be investigated. So they don't want their stuff to come up. So they're not going to say anything or do anything on our benefit and just continue to get whatever benefit they're getting, even if it's ill-gotten gains. It's worth us to them.
Dang. So I have such a hard time being in the most pessimistic space. I feel like I'd rather believe that it's a lack of knowledge than willfully screwing us. The challenge that I have with voting everybody out.
I think opposite.
I see. You know what the challenge I also think.
Wasn't Carrie Austin? Didn't you say that she was in charge of the economic development or whatever? And she wasn't doing anything.
That's what the
you
man
think
said.
That these cabinets is the first thing she got?
Oh Lord! See, Angie, there you go.
In all her years.
Oh Lord!
Okay. That's just my opinion, man.
Angie, I'm going to let you have your opinion. And I would say, so I said that, you know me, I'm not going to kick nobody while they down. That's just not my thing, right?
Okay.
So, but what I am going to say is that I do wonder, do you think that we are intentionally sold out, or do you think it's naivete? Angie, do you think it's intentional?
Nobody's that naive.
Damn.
They've been there too long to be that naive. But everybody understands the minute you start doing for black people, you're going to be investigated. Like the guy who gave the money to the Morehouse people. Then he gets indicted on tax fraud or whatever.
That's because he had
You
a white
know, the
wife,
minute that you do it, they're going to start looking at you. And if you've got stuff you want to hide, you're just going to not do anything and continue to get your tax.
Got it. You know what? I do think every time you ask somebody black to do something, like they gonna ask for doing it for white folks. You know, they'll pass $1 billion law to make white people rich. And if you go talk to them, they be like, "Oh, you gonna get me in trouble." All right, Angie, I appreciate you. I gotta let you go because whatever's going on in the background. Thank you, we appreciate you, Anthony. It's my man Anthony on the live line. What's up, dog?
Man, you tell me. First of all, this what we're going through is nothing new. All right. I have been talked to. That's why you don't hear me calling in as much as I was at one point. And they say, every time you and Maze get to talking, other people that know you, they sitting around looking at you because you getting up front with a lot of stuff, and maybe you should be quiet and stop calling every day and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to listen. Huh?
Don't be scared, man. Everybody can't be scared. I can't be out. It can't just be me and Ruthie.
Maze, I'm not scared. That's not the issue. But there are things that they'll do to people and make you wish you had the open
life.
This is Crook County, man, first of all. They have been doing this kind of stuff for years, okay? But now we're seeing it overtly being done. Even the police, you know what I'm saying? When they come into the community, they don't come in here and act like they do when they're over there where they live. They come in here and stir stuff up, make everybody get on edge and whatnot. Anyway, man, I want to thank you for having my city council rep on with you. I'm in the 20th ward out here, like I keep telling you, right?
My best friend in my head.
I don't see her doing the done, okay? She's just not wired like that. In a lot of cases, man, we may as well still be voting for white folks because some of these black folks ain't getting nothing done for us. So there's that. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, but a lot of times, and it hurts me to see you get so upset about this stuff because, see, you got high blood pressure. I can look at you and tell you got high blood pressure, man. And you take a lot of this stuff personally instead of working around the edges and stuff and staying inside the lines and getting yours. Because a lot of these folks, man, hey, they not right people in the first place. Like the lady was just saying about Carrie Austin. She's been in City Hall for years. She's been down there for years, man. And that don't make sense either, because she know better. She know they're gonna come get her. That's just like the brothers and sisters that's on the police department. They know they can't police like these Irish boys coming in the community police. All right, because they know they're gonna fire them as soon as they gain they 10 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? You got dude that sister got into it with down there on the beach. That he don't even look like police material. He look like a plumber, man. I'm a little bit big myself, but he's down there with a woman got one hand on her dog and one hand wrestling with him, and he couldn't take her down. But as long as you intimidated by him and what they do to us, hey, they're gonna continue to do that because they figure you scared of them anyway. And you know, I'm the police. You know, you got to lay down and let me put these cuffs on you. Man, please. Did you see that video at the Walmart where the sister got into it with the police? And started body slamming the man?
She body slammed the police?
Man, it didn't look good. He went to grab at her neck and she suplexed it, man.
I got to find that.
For to pick the white boy up.
We got to find that.
You know, but see, there's a lot of cases where they're not going to run up on no brother by themselves, but they'll try a sister, and the results, man, they're owing whatever, man. They ain't winning them fights, man.
I feel like
they got to have
run
backup coming.
If they run sister, I think the consequences should be dire, right? Like, I think.
Well, I mean, they're finding out that they can't whoop them. You know, I'm not gonna say they're getting scared of, but they like, damn, she's so little. How could she, put up such a fight? This woman had one hand on her dog, one hand on the white boy.
I was thinking old girl was holding her own for a cop.
It's all about the core.
Look, well, she had something going
Yeah,
on.
well, it is, you know.
Wait. Okay, so I'll give you that. Core
But
thighs.
see, bullies operate on the premise that everybody's scared of.
Right.
Okay, but as soon as somebody take them, okay, let's do this. Like, she weighing 90 pounds, he weighing 207.
Man, you better ask about black women.
Mm-hmm. We trying.
I know about it. My mama was like, God rest her soul. She used to give my daddy work, and he was a big old guy.
He said she used to get your daddy to work. All right, Anthony, we appreciate you calling in, man. I got to take this. Let me do this. I got to take a quick break. We're going to take the quick break, and then we're going to, no song. We'll do the quick break, traffic, news, weather, and then we'll take your calls. Plus, I want to talk a little bit more about this gig economy. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
do you believe that God's going to turn it around?
I got to.
Why?
Why? Because he's did it before.
Come on.
And he'll do it again.
Yes.
That you can do it again.
Yes. Come on here.
Come on, I better leave that alone. And
Somebody calling you right now,
Somebody
Lord.
calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing, I better go. God's going to turn it around.
And I feel like we have to encourage the people because so many people are just truly depressed. They're going through the holiday blues, and we want you to know that you don't have to be discouraged. But you can, in fact, be encouraged because God's going to turn it around.
Turn it around. It's me again. God's going to turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:37 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Cubs will homer twice and beat the Minnesota Twins 3-1. On the south side, Abreu homers, bullpen holds them in check as the White Sox will beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. Now on the traffic, on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare is 45 minutes. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to the Chain is also an hour. Exchange to Deerfield will be 38 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, accident still there, 77 minutes. Back out to Thorndale is only 45 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 66 minutes. Outbound will be 40. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is an hour. 30 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, 25 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson is 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, it's still 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr to Randolph and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 72 and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 75 and a low of 66. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now back to the Maze Jackson Show.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in it for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the show. People. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose.
And she
Willie Wilson, then you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black crack lactose. Trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis on the ones and twos. We have been talking about, what was we talking about? The banks?
Mm-hmm. And the gig economy. And
we're going to hit the gig economy in a hot second. But
willful ignorance versus enforcement.
Yeah, I feel like I always feel like, not always feel like, one of the things that I've noticed is that, the whole thing about lobbying is relationships. So lobbyists typically figure out how to give the legislator the commercial win.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go back and say, you kicked our butt on this just as long as you do this, this, and this. So I don't know sometimes if it's willful or if it's planned. It's just a lot. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let me go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for us today? Caller, are you there?
Yes, shalom. Good morning.
Jake, what up, dog?
Everything's good, man. Everything's bueno. Hey, there's 42 black banks in this country. 42 black-owned banks in this country. Now, here in Houston, we have one. But it doesn't matter anyway, because one thing about banks, you're only insured by the FDIC up to $250,000. So say you got a bit of whatever over that, at the Federal Reserve note, take a loss and it turn into this paper. You're only insured up to $250,000 anyway. So people with real grit, they diversify with their portfolio. They got it in gold. They got it in silver. They got it in diamonds and things of that nature. So banks are important to get loans and things of that nature. I can dig it, you know what I mean, for the small business owner. You know what I mean? But $250,000 is the cap. And we do have black banks. We have 42 of them in this country, and everything is not local now. Everything is online. So if you want to get you a black bank, research, it's 42 of them. You can have your money. You can't go there and get in a Federal Reserve note, but you can always transfer the funds. So $250,000 is, but I know you probably got some more costs.
Jake, let me ask you a question though, real talk. How many brothers you know got $250,000 in the bank?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the city, not Jake.
I can dig it. I could dig it. I was talking about the people who got the bread, who really, you know what I mean, will let their money sit in a bank for more, you know what I mean, they got more than that. They're not doing that because they diversify with their portfolio and they got it in different things. They're not going to, why would I put $1 million in something that I'm only insured up to 20 by the or insurance corporation? If that's all they can insure, that at the bottom drop, why would I put 2, 3, 4, 5 million in there? Are you kidding me? There's no way. But back in the day, before 73 or 72, it was backed by some tangible, which was gold and silver. So you can always, you know what I mean? It always holds its value. Your money would hold its value. And I would get off the phone because yesterday I worked a call. First of all, my boy R. Kelly has not been convicted of one crime. And Ye, the reason why we love Ye, I'm from the East Side. Of course, he believes in Jesus and all that. And I'm an Israelite. You know what I mean? So we're on a different thing. But the reason why, and he did what he did without promoting violence. He did not sell no. We promote drugs, and he passed your boy up. How about that? He passed your boy up. That's why I mess with him.
He'll never pass Jay. He'll never pass Jay. And on that note, we gotta say we'll talk to you next week, Jake. We'll talk to you next week, Jake, because you're hating on Jay. This is a no Jay-Z hate zone. Look, we'll turn Ruthie mic off. Cause she loading up. Talk about the Church of Yeezy. All right.
And we heard that little R. Kelly comment, boy. We gonna let it slide.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Y'all be letting it slide.
I mean, cause you know, Jake, he be calling in. He be dropping some knowledge. You gotta take the good with the bad sometimes.
Okay.
You know something I've been thinking about if we gonna talk about like banks and all this stuff.
What?
Like it just made me think about former Alderman Dorothy Tillman and that ordinance that she really fought to get passed.
Reparation,
how you gotta disclose if you got,
that was one of those things that it's already on the books, but
that's what I'm saying. Like she set us up so we could like.
Yeah, but then again, but once she was gone, then they got to paint her as crazy.
I know, but I'm just thinking if we gonna go the bank route, we need to get our reparations.
Ruthie, but we aren't going the bank route because you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole story was we've accepted that they give us 12 bricks for $1. So there's nobody wants to talk about the Dorothy Tillman, because then if you talk about Dorothy Tillman, then you'd have to really address the fact that you've taken 100. Our dollar gets 12 bricks. The white people dollar get 100 bricks. Just think about that. I think that's the best way to put it. For $1 in Chicago, if you go to a bank with all these black people in power, the black man's dollar gets 12 bricks. The white man's dollar gets 100 bricks. Just something to think about. Hey, y'all, before we go, I got a couple things I want to talk about. Real talk, I told you, so here recently I've been having some discussions with the gig economy and all of these guys in the app world, and I really think we got to start opening up our relationships in that place, because that is where the future is going. The gig economy has allowed for freedom for a lot of black people, the freedom to take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more, right? And you know that you have a safety net. There is a way to feed your family that does not require you to work at a lower wage. Over the next few months here in Chicago, there are going to be a lot of efforts to change the way the gig economy works. They are trying to make gig workers employees. And what they are using is rich white people who are not wanting to pay the fees to these ninjas that's running around here making this money at this time. Now, I would tell you that a significant amount of the people that are users of like grocery delivery and all of those people are not necessarily us. Like I tell you, we use Uber because the cabs wouldn't get us into places, and now we can get to places that we need to go. They talk about the surge pricing as a way to shape the narrative, but really what it is rich white folks being like, yo, we got to pay all these poor people this money. Because a lot of this stuff is by convenience. Mm-hmm. And so we got to figure out what is the happy balance, right? Because I don't want to see anybody get exploited.
The happy balance between what?
Between the gig economy and city government.
You know what? I think with the gig economy, we be missing out. It's a tech component. And we always miss out on the tech component.
Because we doing the service component.
Because we doing the service, but really I ain't going to say that's where all the money is, but the money is in the proprietary nature, and it's in the lobbyists, and it's in the legislation that has to get passed to make some of this technology in compliance with ordinances and laws. And that's where we be missing out at, is really the tech piece. That's like the name of the game. Is if you look at the gig economy, basically the model is you take something that already exists and you innovate on it in a technological way. The laws and policies, all that'll catch up. We can buy them politicians later, basically. But we missing it's the tech piece. That's what you got to focus on. It's the tech part of these emerging industries and the gig economy.
But in Illinois, you know what else it is? It's the money. You know who else is involved in this fight? Thanks, Vaughn. I did see that. It is the labor, right? Because here you have this workforce that as the workforce shrinks and they have found new ways, labor doesn't have a way to tax that money because it's hard to tax the app, right? So what do? You go legislate. Call up legislators and you want to pass make these here people that's running around here making all these tips and all this stuff and using all this gig money, we ain't getting our cut. You know how on the Jay-Z album when old boy say not a dime bag gets sold in the park, I want a piece. That's labor in Illinois. So I just want to talk about it because do you how many gig workers out there want to join a union? Right? And will it change the dynamic, the nature? And do you want to be an employee? Back on the schedule, or does the gig economy allow you freedom? So we're going to be examining this. I'm going to be trying to bring on some guests, and we're going to let people talk about it. But I want to hear your viewpoints, your thoughts. Ruthie, we're about to wrap it up. Banking blew me today. It really blew me. And I think you got to think about this, Ruthie. Do you think that knowing that we get 12 cents for every dollar that the white folks get from the banks that take our fees and fines, turn it into additional profit, and then refuse to loan to us? Ruthie, do you think that do you think we're naive to the fact, or do you think it's like we want to close our eyes and look the other way? And then go, because this reminds me of going to, you know how I talk about white folks pay for the party that black folks come to and kick it. Brag about partying, and folks brag about how much money and food they bought for all the Negroes.
You know, I want to, in my heart of hearts, I want to say it's really the lack of infrastructure that we have. And it's the lack of knowledge related to the way laws actually work. And in my heart, I don't want to believe that people who are looking at these ordinances, these bills, pass this stuff, do they press release, talk about how great it is, cut a couple ribbons, but then lag on the enforcement. So in my heart, I want to say it was just a lack. It was them being naive.
How long do you stay naive? Like, when do you say, Dad, we still ain't had no outcome? See, I here's what I'm going to tell you, that this is the unknown conversation that nobody wants to talk about. And I see it all the time. It's like, that's why we got to start going to these fundraisers. right? Like, we got to start going to the fundraisers. Let's pay our $50 or our $100 and go to them. But these white lobbyists need to be uncomfortable. Like, no, I'm telling you, they be in the place, they be slapping it up. And I'd like to be able to say, hey, y'all, that's the $10 million lobbyist right there. Because yesterday I seen him. And he was like, dang, I saw him. He was like, I'm up. Because I was like, I'll give you his address. My point is, and I almost feel like y'all got to come to these fundraisers so y'all can see it go down. So you can watch the dynamics. So you can see who all of these rich white boys with no socks and shoes on, kicking it, they work 6 months of the year. They got all the cars, all the clothes, everything, and they got all our politics. And we ain't got downtown rooftop to have your joint for free where we can give you free drinks. But once I do that for you, nah, dog, I don't want to hurt you that bad. Okay, right? And it's like we gotta break this cycle. We gotta break this cycle because
gotta break the cycle.
It's so crazy because I do truly believe that.
Ain't it called the Chicago way?
See, Ruthie, the Chicago way is really like screw the niggas.
It is. But think about all the N-words that them benefited from the Chicago way.
But Ruthie, I don't really think they benefited. They benefit, like, not proportionately.
Not
proportionately.
There you go.
Like, they still gotta go. We still going to the lobbyist party to the white lobbyist party. Yesterday, I was talking to a lady, and she was like, Orlando Jones. I used to work for Orlando Jones. And that was when John Stroger was in power. And Orlando Jones, a lot of people may not have always, but he was like a power bro. He was like, oh, no, we getting our cut. Oh, no, we going to get our cut. Period, point blank, period. And it wasn't just, he did well, but all of them eighth warders was doing well. I mean, he was doing so well that he had a crib up in Michigan by the dailies. He wound up committing suicide. But I think of enforcing people in our that carry a stick that be like, it ain't.
They become gatekeepers.
I mean, I feel like these people, they're not meetings, Devin. They're events. It's like drinks and parties. And it's where it costs $5,000 or $1,000. And again, the black people be up in there kicking it, and the white people be writing checks, and they be like, look at all my Negroes.
How do we break the cycle?
We got to punch somebody in the face. Ruth, like, I don't know how to explain what it's like to see a rich white dude walk into your joint and be like, all the black people be like, hello, Captain. Right? And he could do it because he make $10 million a year lobbying. Y'all.
We get deference to money a lot, though.
Yeah, but can we make us some then so we can get some?
It's just the proportions is off.
No, Ruthie. It's not even proportionate.
It's
like,
disproportionate.
Did you don't ever remember like that story in the paper, the rich? Think about 10 million a year divided by 12. Think how much money that is a month.
A lot.
10 million a year, and you get off the black folks we know. Like, it's hard. Like, it's hard for me. First of all, much respect to Kwame. And then I gotta say, it's just tough for me for the brothers that halfway got some of the money that the white folks got. Enjoying
being at the party.
Being at the party with the white folks and enjoying that you, like, I don't want to be the only black person at the party balling. I want us to have our own corner of balling.
Everybody don't think like you.
I want us to be at the party, and I want us to be like people that have pleasure and you having less. And I'm like, cuz, we all at the party. These white people don't love none of us. Now, they rocking with you because they can take from you.
Dogs on a haystack can't eat the hay, but barking and on so they can't get to it.
Points trying to show you equal with the white folks, and the white folks say you still OJ, fool. I don't care where you shop. You still OJ to us. You still at our joint. We still making money off of y'all. We all sitting in the room and all the Negroes in the corner because the white boy is rich. The white boy is at the bar like, what you want to drink? Black people taking drinks. Instead of no black cards.
That's why I want to take my 12 bricks and go like break stuff, but then I ain't gonna have no bricks. And they gonna have my bricks.
See? And they gonna pick your bricks right up.
And resell them right back to you.
Right. Well, no, they gonna sell them to somebody else because remember, your 12 bricks, they still got 88.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, y'all. I'm going to stop.
Can we end on not this?
Yes, we can. I got a couple things I would like to end on.
Good.
First of all.
It's heavy.
Okay, what did I have? Okay, so before we get out of here, first of all, happy anniversary to all of my ships, to the men of POC, Sigma ship, Blue, protecting and livelihood, yet preserving Sigma's excellence. 9190 532:30 a.m. at the University of Illinois, the Epsilon Xi chapter. I just want to say send a big shout out to all my ships. Also, congratulations to Richton Park. Today we are going to be headed out there. Tennille is out there right now preparing for a groundbreaking. We are building new homes for seniors, condo living. So if you all have any adults that are over 50 and are looking for a place, hit me up. We got about a year till it's done, but hit me up if you're looking for a new place. Don't forget the ECCSC press conference today at 10 o'clock. I will not be there because I'll be at my groundbreaking, but y'all get out there if you can and support Tyrone Muhammad and the whole ECCSC crew out and Greg Sherman and all of them out in front of the CPD station at 35th and Michigan. Finally, Riis is going to be telling y'all, I guess, tomorrow about the What's in It for the Black People Fantasy Football League.
Commissioner Riis.
Commissioner Riis.
I mean, I can just hit the Mia Mays up right now, but if you're looking forward to doing it, just reach out to us, and I can give you more details.
All right. And Riis trying to make y'all pay. So it's a money league and a Po Folks league.
Yeah, I really want to do like a money league. You get to like win you like a belt and everything. But then if you don't have it, we can do a friendly What's in It for the Black People, league. But the bad thing about that is people really stop playing once if you got a little money involved, then they paying a little bit close attention.
Yeah, I think once you fall out I'm going to tell you, once I fall out the top 5, I quit paying attention anyway. But that's all good. That's why I said I got to get another commish. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So for y'all, we got to get up out of here because I got to get out to Richton Park, which means I got to swim upstream. So, for Maze, Ruthie, Riis, and dude, Todd, always keeping Sonia Escobar in our thoughts and prayers. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the